Welcome to Faith, Flour, and Mason Jars. I'm Leah, and this is my little southern kitchen. I asked Joe one Saturday what he wanted for supper, and he said he'd like sloppy joes. Now, I had two choices. I was going to either have to get dressed and run out to the store to grab a can of sloppy joe sauce, or I could try to make my own. So I decided I was going to make my own. We started off by frying up 2 pounds of hamburger, and then I added a bulb of garlic. I added all of the cloves just because it was a little bit of a smaller bulb of garlic. So I peeled it, as you can see, and then I diced it up into the frying hamburger to make it delicious. Now, just as a little side note, did you know that the garlic that you get into the store that has the roots cut off means it is grown in another country, mostly China? This stuff is way, way, way better than the stuff grown in China. It is absolutely amazing, and I love using fresh garlic in our dishes. So as you can see, I have the garlic in there, and now to a separate bowl, I add 2 cans of tomato sauce. That's going to be the base of our sloppy joe sauce. And now, one thing that aggravates me about watching people's videos, their cooking videos, is they scrape out the cans with the spoon. Y'all, you will notice probably every single one of my videos, I use a spatula. That way you get every drop of goodness out of those cans. We do not like wasting anything here at the Bruker Ranch. So add in that second can of tomato sauce. It's just the little cans. They're not very big. So you're going to use 2 of those. And then a cup of ketchup. Could you see that I splashed some out, got it on the counter? Not everything's perfect here. So we added a cup of ketchup. Scrape that out with the spatula too. You notice I use spatulas every single video. And now the recipe called for sugar. I do not use sugar in any of my recipes, if at all possible. I will always try to convert my sugar into honey, since honey is much easier on blood sugar. So the recipe called for sugar, I decided to put 2 tablespoons of honey in. It could have probably used less honey. It wasn't super sweet, but I would just say use honey to taste. And then we're going to put in, oh gosh, I'm going to try to say it. It's Worcestershire sauce, or is it Worcestershire sauce? I have no idea how to pronounce it. And I believe that was 4 tablespoons. I completely lost count and I don't remember. And then I put in 2 teaspoons of mustard, just 2 squirts. And then, of course, with the garlic powder, we always season with our heart. So I just dumped in a bunch of garlic powder. And once again, just do that to taste. Give that some stirs, stir it up really good. Get all of that honey, all that garlic powder all incorporated. By that time, your hamburger should be almost finished frying. Fry it up as crumbly as you can. Joe likes his hamburger fried very fine. I was raised with it fried a little bit more coarse, so I try to do somewhere in the middle. Dump that sloppy joe sauce into the hamburger mixture, give it a couple stirs, and turn that on low and just let it simmer for a little bit. You don't have to simmer more than 5-10 minutes. And then it is ready. So while your sloppy joe mixture is finishing up, go ahead in another skillet and toast you some hamburger buns. I put a little butter in the skillet, brown the hamburger buns, layer a nice thick layer of mayonnaise on it. We're going to do these sloppy joe sandwiches open-faced just because they're not quite as sloppy. Throw in a couple slices of cheese. And then you're going to heap the sloppy joe mixture on top of that. And it is so delicious, y'all. You are not going to believe how delicious this is. One thing that Joe said, that it was very savory and smooth. So as you can see, I have that all heaped up there nicely. I'm going to toss on a handful of raw onions. You can saute your onions if you'd like. Throw on a couple handfuls of fresh vegetables and you're good to go. I would love it if y'all could like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and share this video with your friends. from my little southern kitchen to yours. I'm grateful you're here today. Y'all come back now.